And the big story that we're reporting this morning is coming in from the national capital. There was a fire at the residence of Delhi High Court Judge, Justice Yashwant Varma. And this fire led to the recovery of a massive pile of cash, which has triggered shockwaves within judicial circles. Now, this incident, which reportedly happened on the 14th of March, prompted the Supreme Court Collegium, led by the Chief Justice of India, to order his immediate transfer to the Allahabad High Court. Justice Varma was reportedly out of town when the fire broke out, prompting his family to call the fire brigade and the police. After the fire was extinguished, there were officials who discovered a large sum of cash inside one of the rooms. The local police then documented the recovery and escalated the matter to senior authorities, eventually alerting the higher authorities in the government about their findings. This development soon reached CJI Sanjeev Khanna, who convened an urgent collegium meeting to discuss the issue. The collegium unanimously decided on Justice Varma's transfer, moving him back to his parent High Court in Allahabad, where he had previously served before being appointed to the Delhi High Court in the year 2021. However, there are some members of the five-judge collegium who raised concerns that merely transferring a judge would not be sufficient in the case of this magnitude. They have warned that failing to take stricter action could also tarnish the judiciary's credibility and erode public's trust in the institution. Bhavtosh is joining us with the details. We also have our legal editor Harish, who is also with us. Dipankar is also outside the judge's residence. Priyank is also tracking all the details with regards to the Delhi police's investigation. Let me go to Harish, who is getting us the latest. This is a scandal that has rocked the judiciary today. Harish, there was a finding. Take us through the sequence of events, because now we are also tracking reactions from political circles, from the legal fraternity. Many are asking questions with regards to the transfer. Is a transfer enough? Break down the sequence of events for our viewers who are joining us on this broadcast.
Yes, good morning, Sagarika. As you rightly said, one of the biggest scandals to hit the judiciary in recent times. There was a fire on the day of Holi in the house of this particular High Court judge. Apparently, he was not there. He was out of station at that point of time. His family members called in the fire tenders and the police. And after the fire was doused, and during the dousing of the fire, it was a huge pile of cash was noticed. And this fact was apparently, according to sources, brought to the notice of the higher-ups, and the moment this news, the startling revelation was brought to the attention of the Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna, he decided to act. Yesterday around noon, he called a meeting of the Supreme Court Collegium, which comprises of the Chief Justice and five topmost senior-most judges, and it was in principle decided to transfer this particular Justice Yashwant Varma to his parent High Court, the Allahabad High Court. And yes, Sagarika, as you rightly said, several members in the collegium had difference of opinion, asking the Chief Justice of India whether a mere transfer of the judge will suffice to send across a strong message, or some action needs to be taken, like asking him to resign, or if he doesn't resign, initiate an in-house inquiry, or later even the parliament can impeach him, pave way for some action like that. But as of now, the Supreme Court has Collegium has transferred this particular judge to the Allahabad High Court, and these judges, other judges in the Collegium, said that strong action is required to because such act by a sitting judge maligns the image of the entire judiciary and also erodes people's faith in the judiciary. So some action like asking him to resign is required. Also, this amounts to contempt of court, Sagarika, because he has maligned the image of the judiciary in the eyes of the public. So several politicians, in fact political leaders, have already said that a lot much is required than mere transfer of this judge, echoing the concerns raised by several members of the Collegium to the Chief Justice of India. Back to you.
Yes, it's about concerns. It's also about questions that are being asked, Harish. I request all our colleagues to stay with us, because let's also break down for our viewers who is the judge in question. Now, let's also tell you about who is the judge who today has been transferred to the Allahabad High Court after the kind of cash that was found in his residence after fire tenders had come in to extinguish a fire that had broken out. Now, Justice Yashwant Varma in the year 2006 was elevated to the Special Counsel for the Allahabad High Court. Then, in August 2012, between 2012 and 2013, he was the Chief Standing Counsel for the Uttar Pradesh government. Then, let's also tell you more details about him. In the year October 24, he was elevated as the additional judge. Then, later on, in February 2016, he took oath as the permanent judge. We are now going on to tell you more about Justice Yashwant Varma. In October 2021, he was transferred to the Delhi High Court. And now, in 2025, he's been sent back to the Allahabad High Court. Why? Because of a cash recovery that happened at his residence following an incident of fire. Bhavtosh, Priyank are with us, and so is Dipankar also with us. Bhavtosh, I'd like to come to you. After what happened, take us through the kind of response that was given in by authorities who came in, who extinguished the fire, and then recovered this cash. Right now, there is no disclosure on the kind of cash that was found, but what more do we know with regards to the information that the police had passed on to higher authorities?
Well, Sagarika, it's more than a week after this incident, and it's unprecedented incident. It happened on 14th of March on the day of Holi. The incident happened at around 11:30 p.m. As our colleague Harish has said, there was no one at the house. Justice Varma was not present at the house. It is security guard posted outside that called up the Tughlaq Road police station, which is just meters away from his residence. And Tughlaq Road police station in turn informed the fire department. Now, there were 2 fire tenders that reached his residence, and the fire call was actually from the storeroom. There was smoke that was billowing from the storeroom. Now, the fire department official, as soon as they went to the storeroom, they found this huge stash of cash from the storeroom, and there were only 2 fire tenders that were sent. At around 11:40, the stop call was also announced. So the fire in itself was nothing big. It was the incident following the fire that in fact has virtually opened up Pandora's box. The amount of cash, what actually has happened is something which has not been officially confirmed by anyone.
Yes.
The Supreme Court has not issued an official statement. The police has not issued an official statement. The fire department is tight-lipped. But Justice Varma, if I can briefly state, has been in center of controversy even earlier. In December, there were reports that there's a case, CBI case registered against him when he was board of directors of a sugar cooperative company. But then those who were close to him said that he had already resigned from the board of directors in 2013. So there is a pass, but
yes, we'll come to you, Bhavtosh, for more details. Yes, I'll come to you, Bhavtosh, for more details, because like we've been telling our viewers, this incident, the recovery, the action that was taken by the Collegium has triggered a larger debate. There are reactions pouring in from top lawyers, from key members of the judicial fraternity. Let's listen into what Kapil Sibbal has said while reacting to the revelations with regards to the High Court judge who's in the middle of this controversy.
First of all, I am not aware of any of the facts. If the Supreme Court Collegium is seized of the matter, the Supreme Court Collegium will take action on it if they wish to take action. I mean, I'm not aware of any of this. I have also read it in the newspaper. So I don't want to comment in any way one way or the other. But certainly the issue of corruption within the judiciary is a very serious issue, and this is not something that has been articulated by senior counsel and lawyers in this country for the first time. It's been going on for years, and public statements have been made. So I think that it's time for the Supreme Court to start looking at issues of how the appointment process should take place, that it should be more transparent, appointments should be more carefully done. There's another judge of the Allahabad High Court, as you know, against whom the Collegium called him for an explanation, and he chose not to respond to their to their direction that he should apologize. This is what I've heard. I mean, I'm not myself privy to any of this. And thereafter, the Supreme Court Collegium has kept quiet. Now, that also sends a wrong signal, if these facts are correct. If these facts are not correct, then of course my statement is also inaccurate. But it sends a wrong signal. That means that a judge can say what he wants to say, and conduct himself in whatever manner he wants to conduct himself, and the collegium will remain silent and not take any proactive action. That also sends a wrong signal to the public at large, because corruption is a serious issue, not just within the judiciary, but in society. At large, corruption is a serious issue amongst public functionaries. And corruption has, despite whatever our dear Prime Minister has said, has increased.
My colleague Pratibha is also joining us because there are reactions pouring in on social media platforms. Multiple politicians have taken to social media platform X to, weigh in on the matter. Pratibha, take us through the latest.
Right, Sagarika, are judges above any scrutiny? That's the debate that has been sparked off after what is being seen as a very lenient action being taken against the judge at whose house massive amount of unaccounted cash has been found. A lot of reactions coming in, outrage over the lenient action. Let me begin with Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who says, when those who are trusted to give justice become merchants for injustice. That's a comment. A lot of politics over it as well. Saket Gokhale has said, this is shocking and serious. And how was the judge punished after unaccounted cash was discovered? He was merely transferred to another high court. The judiciary, unlike government or parliament, has zero outside scrutiny. It's a black hole accountable to nobody. This needs to change. So there's an action coming in from all quarters asking for a change to bring in more transparency. Vivek Tanka as well, Rajya Sabha MP, saying shocked to read in Times of India about the cash stockpile found at the official residence of the Delhi High Court. Glad that the collegium met and took a precipitate step of transfer. My lords, the country waits with bated breath to see what further, saying a mere transfer is not enough. In fact, legal luminaries have also weighed in on the same. Indira Jaising says collegium must immediately disclose the amount of money recovered to stop speculation. Unaccounted cash found after fire at Delhi High Court judge's official residence. So there are a lot of questions. The details are also very, very opaque, which is why there are voices coming in from all quarters, not just political, but also from the legal fraternity, saying there needs to be more transparency.
More transparency? Is a mere transfer enough? What about accountability? These are the kind of questions that are coming in. Request all our colleagues to stay on as we break down multiple angles of the story. We have a reaction coming in from Vivek Tanka. Let's listen in.
How do you see this, the amount of cash being recovered from the house of an High Court judge?
First of all, we were shocked when we read this in the newspaper today. We thought, how could this happen? And judiciary has the trust of the people, and the trust works on probity, the level of integrity. If that gets impacted or eroded, take it for granted, people will not look at judiciary as a savior. So first we would like to know what was recovered, how much was recovered. Somebody will have to make an authoritative statement about it, because we don't know the facts as yet. The Law Minister of India should take the Parliament into confidence. It's a big issue. Chief Justice and the Collegium, I'm sure, must be informed. They've also taken some steps which we appreciate. But again, the country wants to know what next. I'm not sure whether that money has been found or recovered. Because how can you seize money if you don't register a case? Has a case been registered? You have no powers to seize anything unless there's a case registered. So there are a lot of questions which will have to be answered. And what about the bill? The Judges' Conduct Bill, which was brought in Parliament in 13-14. And then to please the judiciary, you didn't take it, bring it forward. Don't you think it's time that everybody is made accountable? If MPs are accountable, officers are accountable, ministers are accountable, of course the judges will have to be accountable also in this country. There's no such thing as being not accountable. And I'm happy the Collegium has taken the first step.
So the question that was asked is, are judges above accountability? This case has brought in diverse opinions from the legal fraternity. But one thing resonates in all their reactions, that there should be disclosure. Let me go to Priyank. Priyank, what did the Delhi police do after they found this cash at the residence of the judge? What was the action that was taken? When were the higher authorities roped in? Take us through all those aspects.
See, Sagarika, this file call, as Bhakosh has already stated, was made to the emergency response team on 14th of this month, around 11:30, when the fire services and the Delhi police and all the emergency response individuals moved to this location, which was a high-profile location, Tughlaq Road. Now, what we got to know that there was a massive cash seizure which was also recovered. There was a burnt pieces of note apparently which could have been there. But the fact of the matter is that there has to be complaint which needs to be given to the Delhi police because so that the case will come under their jurisdiction. If the cash is seized from a judge's house, there could be ample reason which could have been given by him that I have sold my property and something like this. So we exactly don't know that what was the statement which was given by the family members to the Delhi police. But to come, this case come under the domain of the Delhi police, there has to be complaint which need to be given. Yes. If at all there was cash which was seen by the Delhi police officials or by the fire department officials, did they inform the IT department? Because that is the ideal procedure that if we find. Yes, Sagarika. So
more details. The demand right now is to ensure more details and more facts of this case are in fact brought before the public. Dipankar also stays with us, continues to get us all those reactions. Dipankar, you're tracking the reactions coming in from members of the legal fraternity. Is there any divergent opinion on the fact that, okay, the action taken by the collegium is enough, the calls for a transfer may be an overreaction? Is there somebody who's even saying that?
Well, no one has said that there is an overreaction to this. Well, it is a precipitative step that the Supreme Court Collegium has taken, and it is just an initial step. An inquiry may be set up by the Supreme Court Collegium. We'll have to wait and watch as to what happens with the Supreme Court Collegium, what decision is being taken by them. But no one in the legal fraternity or in the judiciary has said that this is an overreaction that has come from the Supreme Court Collegium of Justice Yashwant Varma being transferred back to his parent High Court, the Allahabad High Court. This is a precipitative step, is that what everyone has said, and it is being, all eyes are on the Supreme Court Collegium as to what further action may be taken by the Supreme Court Collegium, whether an inquiry would be set up against Justice Yashwant Varma over this cash controversy that has happened.
Yes, so there is a unanimous opinion in the judicial fraternity coming in from lawyers and from key members of the judiciary as well, that there has to be, action and accountability. For now, questions are being asked. Is a transfer enough? All eyes will be on the collegium to see, will there an inquiry also be set up? Thank you all for joining us on this broadcast. We'll have to take a short commercial break at this point of time. We'll be back with more news and updates.